I keep my goals to myself, cause whenever I share with folks, they get a look upon their face and their memory floats to a time where their goals and the stars ain't...
Smackdown was actually okay. Yes, you heard that right. Smackdown was actually okay. Was it a good show? No. Was it a bad show? No. It was okay. They're actually trying on SmackDown. There were quite a few things that we got to sink our teeth into. One being the second promo battle between CM Punk and Kevin Owens. The other was that we crowned a new Women's United States Champion in Jacy Jayne, which is great. I like that. Although that should really have been her winning the ladder match. She should have been in the ladder match at SummerSlam, but that's neither here nor there. SummerSlam was basically 2 weeks ago, so whatever. And I liked what they did with Randy and Cody. I thought that was pretty okay there, too. So, yeah. So I did like this episode of SmackDown. They actually tried on this show a little bit. And I'm not going to knock that. If you actually put a little bit of try and effort in, I'll throw you some bail. I'll throw you some bail money. So I like that. So we are going to get into SmackDown from August the 14th, 2026. Let's start with CM Punk and Kevin Owens first, and then from there we will get into the remainder of the show. Because how we actually started the show off was actually pretty good too. Alright, so CM Punk and Kevin Owens, they come out, they both get good reactions. So Kevin Owens says that it's funny that CM Punk is talking about saying things to people's faces when last week CM Punk was on the stage with his back turned and called him a fat slob or something similar. CM Punk asked Kevin Owens if he really thinks he wouldn't say that to his face. And Kevin Owens says people don't realize that their story actually starts 20 years ago. So CM Punk tells Kevin to go ahead and tell the crowd, smarten him up and tell him what happened. So Kevin Owens says 20 years ago they wrestled for the independent promotion, Ring of Honor. It's the same promotion. CM Punk back then was a top guy. And Kevin Owens was just trying to make a name for himself. And on that night, in all ways he could have done, CM Punk chose to berate him and scream at him in a locker room full of his peers. So CM Punk asked if that's all. Kevin Owens says, no, that's not all. That's not all of it. It's also the person that he's been, the things he said, the way he's treated good friends of his, referring to the Elite. Well, actually 3 of them, Adam Cole and the Young Bucks. Wasn't it? Wasn't their faction name Mount Rushmore, something like that, or whatever, something like that? I think that was it. I believe so. If I'm not, I'll just Google it. But, it is what it is. So Punk asked him to be more specific. Kevin Owens said, he says he thinks he might be talking about only 3 of them, but all of his friends hate him. So that's pretty cool there. My bad. CM Punk says that's the price of being hated by losers, is the price that he pays to not be a loser himself. And KO says that's the part that that's why he despises him. He sees him. He sees a locker room full of people that look up to him. He's made amends, and everything's okay. There's only one guy left who doesn't like him, and that's Kevin Owens. He says everything that CM Punk does is performative. He's a phony, and the only reason he came back and made everything right is because he had nowhere else to go. And because of being that kind of person, let him just screw things up everywhere else he went. And he didn't respect people like CM Punk. Okay, I like that. So Kevin Owens said while CM Punk was gone, he won championships, and he got the main event WrestleMania against Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was at WrestleMania 37. 37. No, that was 38, I think. 37 or 38. I can't remember which. CM Punk basically congratulates him and gives him a golf clap. He said that he was happy for him then, he's happy for him now. But does he really believe that he would have been afforded those opportunities if CM Punk was still there? Kevin Owens tells him to stay in here and say why he thinks he wouldn't have gotten those opportunities. Is it because he's a fat indie slob, a fan on the other side of the guardrail? So CM Punk asks if he thinks that's what he thinks, or is that what he thinks about himself, that being Kevin Owens. But he's here, he's champion. He's got a locker room full of guys who want to be world champion. He calls out Obafemi and gets Instradamus instead. He looks at Kevin Owens, he sees a lot of things, and if he wants to listen to him disparage him, it would make light of all the great things he's achieved in his career. He looks at Kevin Owens and sees a tough guy. He knows that he can speak 2 languages. That makes him smarter than him, but he sees a guy who avoids the work, and that makes him stupid. He's wasted potential. He's a tough guy. But he's a bum, which is true. Kevin Owens is definitely a fucking bum. He says that KO avoids the hard work. Punk would say that he's a shapeshifter, but the word he really should be using is evolve. Punk adapts, he overcomes. He tries to be 1% better every day. And maybe if he did half of that, Kevin Owens would have avoided the spear that Bill Goldberg did that ended his title reign. That was great. I love that. So Kevin Owens says he spent his whole career trying not to be like CM Punk. When he looks at CM Punk, he sees a guy who goes home and hates himself, but he's the same person that Punk screamed at 20 years ago. That fat indie loser is in the same ring as him, and he's facing for the WWE Championship next week. And being like him wouldn't help, because after all, CM Punk couldn't avoid that Roman Reigns spear at WrestleMania. That was a good burn there. CM Punk says he looks at Kevin Owens and sees himself from 20 years ago. Stubborn, loud, always thinks he's the smartest guy in the ring, but he still sees the same guy he saw 20 years ago. Kevin Owens asks if that's what bothers him, that he never really cared about what he thought, or nor did he seek out his advice or guidance. He regretted 20 years ago not punching him in the mouth in that locker room. CM Punk tells him there's nothing between them but air and opportunity. So Kevin Owens says he didn't do it because he knew CM Punk would ruin his career, and that would have been it. But he's not doing it because next week in Toronto, he didn't just get to punch him in the face. He gets to beat his bitch ass for the WWE title after he does it. So CM Punk says 20 years ago he was a greenhorn who thought he could speak disrespectfully, and he's been crying about the consequences for 20 years, and he wants to wait a week. That's fine with him. He never looked up to him. That's fine also. Because next week because after next week he's going to choke Kevin Owens' ass out. Okay, that's fine. I actually did like that. So good stuff there. I like what they're doing with this. This is great. Good stuff. Excellent stuff. Moving on from that, this leads us into the start of the show. So we start the show off with Nick Aldis. He calls out Chelsea Green. He basically wants her to forfeit and give up the Women's World Championship. The crowd's super behind her. And he wants her to give it up because she's injured. She injured her orbital bone. So Basically, he wants her to relinquish the title, and Chelsea's like, nope. She got a really good promo talking about being the comic relief, the perfect opponent for other girls, but never the QB1. She said she sacrificed weddings, funerals, breaking bones, and leaving all her blood, sweat, and tears in the ring. She put her face through cakes and pies and put her body through dumpsters and had the entire world laughed at her in her face. But every night, she tells herself it's worth it because she knew this moment would come. And now here she is. And now here we are. She's made it. So, Chelsea puts herself over and puts over Nick Aldis for what he did at SummerSlam. So Chelsea goes to, she gives Nick the title. She leaves. Nick says he's going to give her 30 days to come up and be medically cleared. Whether she has to wear a face mask or whatever, do what she has to do. But he wants he's not going to strip her of the title, basically. So I like that. So good stuff there. Then they hug it out. So Gunther shows up for whatever reason. Him and Nick Aldis, they have some words, basically, for whatever reason. Gunther's still pissed off about SummerSlam. He basically gets into it with Chelsea. Then Matt Cardona shows up. This leads to a match. The first match of the night. Gunther defeats Matt Cardona. This was basically like a nothing match. Gunther made fun of Matt Cardona, saying that he mocks him for coming from catering to the rescue. He said there's nothing that he could do to him anyway. He could call his girl every slur in the world right now, and there's nothing Matt Cardona could do to him, which is true. Like, Matt Cardona is fucking awful, but it is what it is. So Matt Cardona gets his ass kicked. He taps out via like a Boston Crab or whatever. Gunther, did 2 power bombs and locked in the Boston Crab, but that was it. I didn't care about this shit at all. This is basically just like a little street fight or whatever. This match went on a little bit too long. This should have really lasted like 3 to 5 minutes. Not even that, just like 3 minutes. Who the fuck is Matt Cardona? Like, get real. Again, this is fine, I guess, but who really cares, though? Moving on from that, Nia Jax and Last Legend, they come out. So Nia says that Chelsea has a ticking clock. Since she wants to be a champion, a fighting champion, why waste time? Nia says she got screwed out of SummerSlam. So she taunts Chelsea. Tiffany Stratton shows up and gets her ass beat. So there's that. Whatever. It's fine. Moving on from that, this leads us into Alexa Bliss. Her and Charlotte are backstage just talking and chatting it up. And so Charlotte Flair thanks Alexa Bliss for helping her out last week. Alexa gives Tatum Paxley the credit and thanks Charlotte for being okay with her. Flair says it's only a one-time thing, but Bliss says she better be okay with going forward. Going forward. Because Tatum Paxley reminds Alexa Bliss a little bit of herself. So she wants Charlotte to be nice to Tatum because Tatum has a gift for them. So a door opens and it's lit with candles and pictures of Charlotte Flair. And it was awkward. Like, this shit was awkward as fuck. And Tatum Paxley just says hello, and that was it. It was an awkward segment on the show. If I do say so myself. Holy shit. It was awkward. Moving on, this leads us into Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. So Cody's chatting backstage with Nick Aldis. He wants to face Randy. So Nick Aldis says Sunday night main event's going to come up pretty soon. Cody says it's fine. It doesn't matter to him. Whenever, wherever. Just get it done. So Sami Zayn shows up. He's pissed off. He gets on Nick Aldis' case, saying that Cody doesn't have to go through hoops to get what he wants, but Sami Zayn does, mentioning, what happened to him at SummerSlam and all that jazz. Then him and Cody have some words, basically. So they have some words, basically. Cody leaves, and Sami Zayn reminds Cody that he beat him clean in the middle of the ring at Night of Champions. So, there's that. So Nick says that he wants to sweeten the pot. If Sami Zayn wrestles Cody tonight and beats him, he'll get the winner of Kevin Owens versus CM Punk. So there's that. All right, moving on from that. Baron Corbin defeats Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes loses in his hometown of Boston, so whatever. What else is new? Who gives a damn? Corbin wins via the end of days, and that was it. So post-match, Trick Williams showed up, but it was actually Little Yachty who made his return, and then he attacked him with the trick stick, but to no effect to Baron Corbin, and then Trick hits the trick shot, taking out Corbin. So I don't care about this shit at all. I really don't. Like, why is Baron Corbin back? It makes no damn sense, but who really cares? Moving on, this leads us into Chelsea Green. She's backstage checking on Tiffany Stratton, and she offers her gratitude. Tiffany says that she's fine for her match later. Chelsea Green asks if she's sure, and Tiffany says she is. Okay. That's fine there. Moving on from that, this leads us into Finn Balor. He was tapped backstage with Nick Aldis. Finn Balor said he took the week off so he could get over what happened to him at SummerSlam, but he understands why Nick Aldis added Gunther and Kevin Owens to the match last week. Gunther shows up and complains about being forced to wrestle in street clothes, and he wants to start out SummerSlam problems. So Gunther makes fun of Finn Balor. He pretends he's not really there. He just says it's just the shadow of Finn Balor, which is true. And they have some words. So, there's that. I like this. Maybe this is going to lead to a match at Sunday night's main event. I think that would be good. I don't think we've ever seen Gunther and Finn Balor face each other. I don't think we have. So that should be fun. Moving on from that. The MFTs. Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga, they defeated Damian Priest, R-Truth, and the War Raiders to become the new Smackdown Tag Team Champions. So that's fine. It is what it is. Who gives a shit about that? It does not matter at all. Moving on from that, this leads us into Jacy Jayne. She defeats Tiffany Stratton. She's now the new Women's United States Champion. This match was pretty good, actually. Pretty good match. Jacy's very good. So towards the end of the match, Fatal Influence tried to get involved. Chelsea tried to fight off Fallon Henley and Laney Reed. Then Tiffany Stratton ended up doing a crossbody to take them out. And then basically she just walked right into the rolling encore for the 1, 2, 3. And Chelsea Green is the new... I'm sorry. Jacy Jayne is the new Women's United States Champion. So, good stuff there. I like that. Really good stuff. I am happy for my girl, Jacy Jayne. Fatal Influence is great. I love them. They are great. So, they are draped in gold, and I like it. I just wish that it could have been the WWE Women's World Championship, but we can't always get what we want, and that's fine. So, yeah. Moving on from that, Jade Cargill and the Baddies, they were on this show in a backstage segment. They didn't really care about Jacy Jayne winning the U.S. title and all that stuff. They didn't really say much of anything at all. They just put the women's division on notice. That's all they really said. So, basically, they talk about how they're going to give Tatum a proper welcome to SmackDown. That was it. Moving on from that, main event of the evening, there was no main event. Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes did not occur. Randy attacked Cody right before Sami made his entrance, and a massive brawl ensued. So, Sami Zayn was pissed off. Cody and Randy fought into the crowd. And then Randy ended up clearing the announce table using the steel steps. He was about to hit Cody in the head with the steel chair like he did back at the WrestleMania build. But that didn't happen. One of the producers grabbed the chair away. I forgot who that is. Was that P.D. Williams or something? It may have been P.D. Williams, I think. But Cody was about to hit Randy, and then the show just goes off the air. I think they may have fought after the show went off the air. But Randy was going to hit Cody with the chair. I saw along with steel steps, but Cody low blowed Randy, and he hit him in the back a couple times with the steel chair. So that was SmackDown. This was fun, I guess. It is what it is. Again, the matches on the show didn't really care for them outside of one, that being Jacy Jayne and Tiffany Stratton. That was fine. And I just did not care about anything else on the show, match-wise. I just didn't at all. Who cares about the MFTs? Who cares about... we knew we were going to get Cody and Sami. And who really cares about Carmelo Hayes and Baron Corbin? Like, come on. We knew Carmelo wasn't going to win anyway. So, there's that. Again, where the fuck is Ilya? He's nowhere to be found. That's not good. So, I don't know what they're going to do when it comes to that. It seems like the reason why the MFTs won, they're probably going to end up breaking up R-Truth and Damian Priest. They're probably going to end up putting Damian Priest on Raw with Lola Vice. I think that's where Lola Vice is going to end up anyway. It kind of makes sense. Because Damian Priest has been on SmackDown for, over a year, and he's not really done much anything on the show. So, I guess he'll go back to Raw. So, that makes the most sense, I guess. I don't know. But, I like the Chelsea Green stuff. I thought that was pretty good there. I like that. Jacy Jayne winning and being the new Women's U.S. Champion, that's great. Good stuff there. Hopefully she gets a really good reign with it as champion. It seems like they're going to probably do a feud between Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton. I do like this. So they're probably teasing that. They probably have that in the works. And I do think that maybe you have Tiffany be the one to defeat Chelsea Green, right? Because whenever Rhea gets back from injury, I do think that Tiffany and Rhea could do pretty good. They could work pretty well together. So, yeah. But all in all, SmackDown was okay. It was okay this week. They furthered some things and they tried. So, can't hate on it too much. What did you guys think of the show? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.